Alright, this is the second part of the Chapter 9 lecture. We are picking up with Lesson 3 on page 9-24 in your book. Alright, AS3 allows you to enter predefined blocks of AS3 code called code snippets, which provide a quick way to insert AS3 code into the script pane. When you use a code snippet, the process includes create a button symbol and give it an instance name. Select the button instance on the stage. Even though you select the button on the stage, the AS3 code will be placed in a frame on a layer named actions, not in a frame containing the button. If there is no layer named actions, Flash will create one and name it actions. Open the code snippets panel and click the desired snippet to enter that code in the script pane. Edit the code as needed, such as changing the function name and editing the actions you want executed. For instance, you can change the frame number that the function should go to and play when the code is executed. You should think of code snippets as templates that allow you to make changes to customize the code, including changes in function names, frame numbers, or properties such as ease values. As you write code, it becomes useful to provide comments to help clarify what is happening in a particular section of code. Okay, here it shows in your comments there, it shows the name of the code snippet. Comment lines explain the code and give instructions. You mark the beginning and ending with a slash asterisk, and then the end with asterisk slash. The button with the event listener is shown there. A function with go to and play code is shown. A number that increments is appended to the function name. Each time the code snippet is used, your number may differ. Void is an optional keyword that indicates the function does not return a value. And then the frame movie with go to and play. Okay? So it shows there frame 5 is where it will start playing. You can insert comments by using the apply block comments button or apply line comment button on the actions menu bar. Shows there again how they're marked, the beginning and ending of your comments. Your comments just explain your code. It's not executable lines. Any code between the set of symbols is treated as a comment and is ignored when ActionScript runs. Alternately, if your comment is only a single line, you can place 2 slashes at the beginning of the line, and that line will be ignored when the ActionScript runs. Comments appear as gray text, and when you make a movie clip draggable, you allow the user to move the movie clip to another location on your screen. Draggable shows here draggable movie clips. Each checker is a movie clip which you can drag to a square to play the game. AS3 code can also change the properties of movie clip symbols as a movie is playing. You can control such properties as position, rotation, color, size, and whether the movie clip is visible or hidden. Actions that change movie clip properties are often used in combination with actions that test for user input or interactions, such as playing the checker game. So let's go back out to Flash. We want to open up FL9_4. We want to name it Shapes. Drag the playhead through the timeline. Okay. The screen contains 2 screens. The first screen has a button that will be used to jump the playhead to the second screen. Click the start button to select it. You select the start button to let Flash know which object instance to apply the code snippet to. Drag the properties, display the properties panel, then type *btn for the instance name. Click Window on the menu bar, and then Code Snippets. Click the timeline, navigation, expand icon. Verify the start button is selected on the stage still. It is. I can see that it's still selected. I can see the blue box around it. Then click the go to frame and play. Click the show description icon here and read your description. It says clicking the object moves the playhead to the specified frame and continues playing. Click the show code icon and then scroll to the bottom of code, then verify start button. The start button's instance name is displayed as shown in figure 24. There it is right here. Click alright, let's go back out here. Let's go back to here. Go to here. I'm not sure. Was I supposed to click insert? Down. Alright, click 5 right here. Type in a 7, then click the insert button. Click frame 1 on your actions layer, then display your actions panel. Read the code and verify your code resembles figure 25 on page 9-28. Test the movie. And click your start button. Alright, close your Flash player and save your work. Collapse your code snippets panel if you can still see it. Alright, go back to our timeline. Click 7 on the timeline to display the next screen. Alright. Then click the black square in the start bin. Display the properties panel, then type square for the instance name. Display your code snippets panel again. Verify the black square is still selected on the stage. Click drag and drop in the code snippets panel. Under actions. Click the show description and read your description. Makes the specified object movable with drag and drop. Go to the code here and verify square is displayed right here. Okay. Then click the insert button. Then watch the code is inserted into frame 7 of the action layer. Okay. Click frame 7 in the actions layer. And then display the actions panel. Read the comments. And then look at line 6 of the code. Adds a mouse down event listener for the square instance and a function named FL_click to drag _5. Note the 5 may vary. It may not be 5. I've got 2. But anyway. Lines 8 through 11 of the code defines the function so that when the mouse pointer is over the square and the mouse button is pressed, the square will be draggable. Line 13 of the code adds a mouse up event listener to the stage and a function named FL underscore release top drop underscore 5. Still, I've got underscore 2. That's fine. That is when the mouse pointer is on the stage and the mouse button is released. Flash will recognize it as a mouse up event. Lines 15 through 18 defines the function so that when the mouse button is released, the square will not be movable. Test the movie, then click the start button. Alright. Drag the black square in the start bin to on top of the yellow square in the drop bin, then release the mouse. Alright. Close the Flash player, then close the action script and snippets panels. Save your work and close the document. Use code snippets to add interactivity to a mouse, to a movie, and to enable an object to be draggable with your mouse. We are now on lesson 4 in the book. We are on page 9-30. And it's about working with variables. Alright, a variable is a container that holds information. Variables are dynamic, that is, the information they contain changes depending on an action a user takes or another aspect of how the movie plays. You create variables in ActionScript with the var keyword. We've already been doing this a little bit. You can create a string variable, which is a sequence of characters including letters, numbers, and punctuation, by placing quotation marks around the string. You can create a number variable by just writing the number. A powerful use of variables allows you to collect and work with information from users by creating input fields. Here it shows your properties panel to create an input text field, and it shows there the input text field selected as the text type. You got the embed button, you got your change character settings to set your font family, whether it's bold or regular, italic, whatever, the color or the size. Show border around text button is there, and behaviors set to a single line, okay, in a paragraph. That's your paragraph setting. An input text field takes information entered by a user and stores it as a variable. A dynamic text field displays information derived from variables, and a dynamic text field can be used together with an input text box, so it can collect information and then display it back. When you include input text fields in your Flash movie, you need to embed the font so that it is available to the users no matter what fonts they have on their computer. When you embed the font, it ensures the text maintains the appearance you desire. Expressions, they're formulas for manipulating or evaluating the information in variables. Flash lets you enter logical expressions that perform true-false comparison on numbers and strings, with which you can create conditional statements and branching. And here it shows an event listener for the plus button that calls the add total function when the button is clicked, and the expression that performs the calculation, that var total equals num1 plus num2. That's an expression. Alright, so let's go and finish up the tutorial for this chapter. We go back to Flash and open up FL9_5. Save it as math. Okay. We want to drag the playhead through the timeline. Okay. To see the little game they've created. You know, the movie has 2 screens. Alright. Click frame 1 on the input name layer. Then click the text tool on the tools panel. Verify the Properties panel is displayed. Verify Classic Text is displayed. Then click the text type list arrow and do input text. Make the following changes. Make sure the family is set to Arial. The style is bold. Your size is 18. Your color should be pound 990000. Let's see, that's not right. Okay. Now then, click the Show Border Around the Text button to turn it on. Set the alignment to left. Okay. Then verify the behavior is set to single line right here. Draw a text box as shown in Figure 30 on page 9-33. Well, pull it down a little bit. I got it over the words. Alright, so there we go. Verify the text box is selected on the stage, then use the Properties panel to enter Input Name Box as your instance. Test the movie. A white input text box appears on the screen. In addition, a message appears in the output panel indicating that fonts should be embedded. Right over here. Try to type Jesse in the input name box. The letters do not appear because the font is not available. Close the player window. Get your selection tool active. Click the input text box. Verify the properties panels being displayed. Click the embed button in the character panel. Click uppercase, lowercase, numerals, and punctuation in the character ranges area to select them. Alright. These character ranges are added to the Font 1 embedded font, and then click OK. Close the Flash Player window if you haven't already done so, and save your work. Okay, we want to test again. We should be able, once you've embedded the font, you should be able to type Jesse in the window. Okay. Close the Flash Player. Make sure everything's been saved. Make sure your selection tool is active. Click the Timeline tab. Insert a new layer above the input name layer and name it Hello. Insert a keyframe in frame 5. Click the text tool. Then use the properties panel to change the text type to dynamic. Click the white area next to the character's head. And then use the selection tool to move or resize the box as necessary so it matches figure 32. Verify the text box is selected. Use the properties panel to enter My Welcome as the instance name. Save your work. Click Frame 1 on your Actions layer. Then display the Actions panel. Click after the semicolon and stop right here. Press Enter. Then type var my name :string equals empty string. Alright, this defines a variable named my name with a string data type. This variable will be used to hold the name typed into the input text box. Right now it's set to an empty string. It's just a null container at this point. Click before the G in the go-to line. Press Enter. Arrow back up to the empty line. Use my name equals input name box dot text. So it's going to equal whatever's captured from that text box. Verify your script pane matches figure 33 on page 9-36. Click frame 5 on your actions layer. Go back to your actions panel, and below the stop line on line 2, my welcome, your welcome box up there. Dot text. You're going to set the text for the welcome box equal to hello plus whatever's called in my name variable. Okay. Then we're going to check our syntax. No errors were found. Click our auto format button. Now we're going to test our movie. We're going to type, okay, we're jumping, so we got a problem right here. Alright, where were we at? Alright, let's try running it again. Alright, now go here and do Jesse. Hit enter, and hello Jesse should show up in that top box. Close the player, save, and go back to your timeline. Verify the calculation screen is being displayed. So we need to go over to 5 so you can see your calculation screen. We want to click our selection tool and make it active. I'm going to click our input text box for the first number and give it the name of first num. We're going to click the input text box below the second number and give it second num as a name. Click the dynamic text box next to total and name it total amount or total AMT. Click the plus button. We're going to name it plus button. We're going to click frame 5 of the actions layer. Open up our actions panel. And then we're going to go over to figure 35 on page 9-38, and we need to put in all of that code there for our plus button and our event listener and what to do for our function. So okay, that code right there will set your variable num1 to whatever is in your first number text box. And we're going to do the same thing for our variable 2. And then we're going to set a variable for our total. And then our total amount text box text is going to be set to the total. Okay, if I can get my computer to stop wanting to jump around. Alright, let's go out here and test. Okay, type a name, hit enter, type a number and another number, and then hit the plus button. That should give you 8 in your total down there. Alright, close that. We want to save everything. Now go back to our selection tool again, make sure it's active. We're going to click frame 5 on our actions layer on the timeline. And then go back to our actions panel. Drag the mouse pointer to highlight the plus button line and the function. Okay, so we're going to highlight all of this. We're going to copy it. We're going to press enter and we're going to paste. Change that plus button to minus button. Change add total to subtract. Then change your then change right here where I'm adding number 1 and 2 to a subtraction. Alright, and then let's test the movie again. Okay, I've got a mistake. Minus BTN. Okay, let's go to our timeline. Let's use this and let's name it minus BTN. I forgot that the instance hadn't been named. Okay, now then, let's test it again. I tested it in the web. That takes forever, so let's go back. I didn't mean to do that. Flash player. And let's subtract and see if we get a total that we should get. Use 8 and 5 and subtract, and we should get 3. Alright. Now, we want to repeat those steps for multiplication and for division. So, let me name my division. Alright. Frame 5 on our actions panel. Go to our actions panel. Copy this and paste it and change this to alrighty. Then change to our multiplication symbol here. And then let's go down here and copy and paste again. Change this to division. Alright, save everything and test it in the player. Give it a name, press enter. We're going to do 5 times 5. Gives you 25. Okay. If we change our numbers to 6 and 3 and to hit division, it's 2. Alright, so everything works. Close our flash little window, save our work, close the file, and that completes chapter 9 in Flash. If you you guys have any troubles at all, let me know. Just shoot me an email. Or let me know the last class meeting in April. Of course, you're going to be getting close for finishing everything up for the semester, so I would suggest you send me an email and I'll be back in touch with you if you're having problems.